Everyone hear me okay?
It can. If everyone will go on mute, please.
Okay, I'd like to say good evening, everyone. I'd like to go and get right into it because, time is short. And this is roughly about an hour presentation, so I'm going to do everything I can to try to condense it. So I'm going to be dealing with 10 tips on how to boost your immune system using God's principles, okay? So let's get right into it. First of all, what causes sickness and disease? Many of us ask the question, what causes it? And some of you may have seen this definition, but those of you who have not, is that sickness and disease are an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from a violation of the laws of health. And I'm sure many of us know what those laws are. But I like another definition here from Hippocrates. He tells us that illness, it doesn't come upon us out of the blue. They're developed from small daily sins against nature. When enough sins have accumulated, illnesses will suddenly appear. So we want to just kind of establish this foundation about illness and sickness and how God can give us hope on how to overcome this and even prevent these diseases from coming upon us. And this is just a 10 Laws of Health, a program that I've created called Get Started. So we're going to get started with that. And the first principle I'm going to deal with is how to make good choices. Okay, so personal control and motivation have been linked to numerous physical and psychological benefits, okay? Choice is the ability to direct our will, and we must exercise wisdom when making choices because they determine the course of our lives. Now, we know that what's going on right now in the world, they're really trying to take away our choices right now with this whole pandemic. I was just watching a 2-hour symposium where they're trying to pass laws to make people actually get this vaccine. So it is God's given us that choice, and unfortunately, they're trying to steal that from us. And I don't have time to get deep into that tonight. What are some of the benefits? Well, healthy choices, it increases your lifespan. It lowers the rates of depression. And real quickly, right now, 3 of the main causes of death during COVID, they said one of them is depression and stress. So we need to exercise our choice and that God has given us that right. Lower levels of distress, greater resistance to even the common cold, better physical and psychological well-being, better cardiovascular health, and even reduced risk of death from cardiovascular diseases. How to make some of these better choices is don't make important decisions when you're tired. You should get and seek counsel. The Bible even tells us that in the multitude of counsel, there's safety. Avoid negative thinking. Be grateful. Show that you appreciate what the Lord has done for you. And listen to uplifting, positive, happy, and peaceful music. Some good daily choices is get adequate sleep, no eating between meals, eat a nutritious breakfast, maintain healthy weight, regular physical activity, the non-use of tobacco, and abstinence from the use of alcoholic beverages. These are things that we probably already know, but these are things that they are scientifically even showing in the world that these are things that are positive choices that we can make that help to combat disease. Okay, let's move on to exercise. That's the next principle. Physical activity may even help flush bacteria out of the lungs and the airways. This may reduce your chance of getting a cold, flu, or other illness. Exercise, even, this is what I'm getting at, the immune system. They say natural immunity is one of the biggest warriors against this COVID virus. So exercising helps to boost that immunity. Try to find some time to go for a walk or anything that keeps you moving. Unfortunately, a lot of inactivity is the main cause of chronic illness. They say that sitting and physical inactivity is the new smoking of today. More people are sitting and sitting and sitting and not moving. And so just to recap on that, exercise flushes out bacteria out of the lungs and the airways and reduces your chance of the cold, flu, or other illnesses. And it even boosts your immune system within minutes of just going for a walk, just getting out and exercising, working in your garden, anything that gets your body moving. Okay, time with others. Now, this is something that you may not have seen in the laws of health, but this is very important because during this time of this pandemic, it has been a lot of the isolation that has been causing the stress and the depression and a lot of the psychological issues. Matter of fact, a doctor I was listening to on a symposium today, he said a lot of the people he's talking to now are psychologists because more people are depressed, anxious, and worried now. And it's causing a lot of issues with their health. So investing time in others improves your mental, physical health, and even increases longevity. An unbalanced immune system, and especially an inflamed state, appears to influence our brain function, contributing to feelings of social isolation, as well as other mental states that may compromise our interaction with others. Strong, healthy relationships can even help you to strengthen your immune system. It helps you to recover quicker from illness and even lengthens your longevity. They've done research that the majority of the people that live in these blue zone areas or have the longest lives are the ones that have a sense of community. So just to recap on those benefits, it improves your mental and physical health, and it strengthens your immune system and even helps you recover from illness quicker. Okay, let's move on to sunshine. Sunlight on the skin also produces vitamin D, which boosts immunity and your mood, which is that serotonin that you get from the sunlight. And one thing many may not have known is that when you get that serotonin during the day, it helps to produce melatonin in the evening, which is the that hormone that helps you to sleep at night. So you get outdoors, you actually sleep better at night. And there was a research that found that sunlight even energizes your T cell, those killer cells that play a central role in your human immunity. Sunlight is antimicrobial, and there is an evidence that it could even kill the flu virus as well as other viruses. But you must be out in the sunlight. You can't get it from just from the windows being open. It has to be direct sunlight. So sunlight, it boosts your immunity and your mood, energizes your T cells, and even kills the flu virus. So as I was mentioning earlier, so not only do you get that serotonin, that will help to combat the depression and the stress. Okay, let's go into temperance. Many of us know that temperance is a total abstinence from what is harmful and moderation in that which is good. Research shows that it takes about 75 grams of sugar to weaken the immune system. So once you drink 1 can of soda, which is 36 grams of sugar, that's about 5 hours of, immunosuppressive state. And I know many people that drink several cans of soda. And guess what? Sugar is not just in sweets. It's in a lot of the processed foods that we consume. So we want to be careful of consuming a lot of processed sugar. And sugar greatly even reduces the body's circulation. Just a few teaspoons of sugar each day, almost completely, as I said, it just wipes out your immune system. Okay, and let's move on to fresh air. Research shows that outdoor air is a natural disinfectant. Fresh air can even kill the flu virus and other harmful germs. So just think about that. A lot of people during this time have been staying indoors a lot. They're afraid of getting outdoors. And I'm not here to get deep into coronavirus. I know there's a lot of people have a lot of views about it, but unfortunately, constantly keeping your face, closed up and wearing things on your face all the time, you need to breathe in fresh air to kill those viruses and kill those germs and to cleanse the lung and the airways. Those who get outside and breathe fresh air on a regular basis have been shown to have stronger immune systems than those who stay indoors. And unfortunately, we are in a day and age where most of our jobs are indoors. We have a lot of activities that keep us indoors. Even for children, they stay indoors more than they're outdoors playing. So we need to encourage outdoor activity. Now, this means less illness overall, as your body has an easier time fighting off germs before they even invade and take over. So just to have a recap on that, fresh air is a natural disinfectant. It kills the flu virus and other harmful germs, and it strengthens the immune system. Okay, let's move on to our next principle of rest. Studies show that people who don't get quality sleep or enough sleep are more likely to get sick after being exposed to a virus. Just think about that. And that is one thing that more people than not today we're in a time now where more people are sleep deprived than ever. I mean, because of the devices that we watch, TV and the phones and things like that, that blue light emissions that keep you awake. The more you look at those devices close to bedtime, it actually tricks your brain, telling you it's time to stay up. And we wonder why we cannot go to sleep. We have a lot of things that overstimulate the brain. So we need to be careful on how close to bedtime we, are consuming media. Okay, sleep deprivation, both short-term and long-term, can affect your immune system and therefore your resistance to disease. Even 3 hours of lost sleep can reduce your effectiveness to your immune system by 50%. Just a few hours of sleep. Lack of sleep can also affect how fast you recover if you do get sick. So just to wrap up on that, the benefits are, it reduces the risk of getting sick, it aids in the recovery from illness, and it helps to reduce calorie intake. So trust, we're going to do a little bit about that, trusting more and stressing less in today's world. So just a quick fact, 43% of all adults suffer adverse health effects from stress. That's almost half of everybody. When you're stressed, the immune system's ability to fight off antigens is reduced. This is why we are more susceptible to infections. The stress hormone corticosteroid can suppress the effectiveness of the immune system. So 75 to 90% of all doctors' visits are for stress. So it behooves us to trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not to our understanding. We need to trust, we need to spend more time with the Lord. We need to study his word and not lean into our own understanding. So some of those benefits, again, that reduce the level. Trusting in God reduces the level of stress and it helps the immune system. Eating healthy and proper nutrition, we all know this one, but good nutrition is essential to a strong immune system, which may offer protection from seasonal illness and other health problems. Now here it is again. Sugar is an immune suppressor. As little as 3 ounces can of soda pop, it suppresses your immune system up to 50%. Add it in here 2 times. So here, sugar decreases the production of antibiotics. Sugar interferes in the transport of vitamin C into cells. Sugar causes mineral imbalances, which weaken the immune system. Sugar feeds the unhealthy bacteria and fungi in the gut, and sugar destroys the germ-killing ability of white blood cells for up to 5 hours. So good nutrition is essential to a strong immune system. We know this. So it behooves us to spend more time making sure our temple is fed properly. And it also may offer protection from seasonal illnesses, and sugar is an immune suppressor. I know I just to tell a quick testimony, I spent almost a year one time, not consuming any sugar. And then I came back from this a healthy lifestyle center and I tried to eat sugar again and I couldn't even eat it. So it really was like a true testament of how if I could overcome sugar, anybody can overcome sugar because it's like a drug. They say actually getting people off of sugar is worse than cocaine. Okay, our last principle for the evening is drinking plenty of water. Sipping water throughout the day will wash any bacteria or viruses into your stomach, where your stomach acid will destroy them. I don't know if you knew that. And if you put an emphasis on sipping water, how do many people drink water? We'll drink water. We won't drink water all day long, and then we'll wait till the latter part of the day and we'll just guzzle it down. That's the improper way to drink water. The only time you should drink water in large amounts at one time is in the morning to get your immune system jump-started. After that, throughout the day, you should be sipping your water so that it can assimilate into your cells properly. Because if you drink water, I don't know if any of you have tried this, but if you drink water and just guzzle it down, it actually just flushes right through your system and you do not get the benefits from the water. Drinking water helps to eliminate bacteria and toxins from your body, which may positively impact immune system. Yeah, I hope you're seeing this. And this is research. These aren't just thoughts I put up there. This is research I found on the internet that they're showing the immune system is strengthened through all of these laws of health that we are very familiar with. Drinking plenty of water during the day keeps you from overeating during meal times. And having an overtaxed system can lower your immune system. So just recapping, drinking plenty of water eliminates bacteria and toxins. It helps to burn calories and aids in weight loss, curbs hunger, and drinking water 30 minutes before a meal even curbs overeating. Okay, were there any questions? I don't know if I went over time. That was like an hour and a half, and I try to run through those really quick, but hopefully you got the highlights of the presentation. If there's any questions, any thoughts, if anybody wants the presentation through Sister Love or Sister Benita, I can email you that. But any questions, thoughts, comments?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about sweets, does that include things like honey and the other molasses and other sugar substitute?
Good question. When I refer to sugar in this particular presentation, I'm referring to processed sugar from, a lot of the, things that are, sweet. And I don't know if I said this during that part of the presentation, but unfortunately, most processed foods today, from condiments to salad dressings to bread to many things, actually have sugar. That's why I have a whole presentation on reading food labels. And I tell people, turn the package around and read it. If sugar is in the first few ingredients, you're more likely you don't want it, because that means it's loaded with sugar. If it has sugar, salt, whatever in the first few ingredients, you probably need to discard it. But to answer your question, sir, no, we're not referring to the natural sugars from like natural honey and agave and those kind of things. No, I'm referring to processed sugar. Okay, any other thoughts or questions?
When you talked about sodas, does that also include the ones that claim that they have no sugar in it?
Okay, you were kind of breaking up, but I think I heard you. You said that does that include any of the sodas that said no sugar?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, from my understanding, if it says no sugar, but you need to make sure, because a lot of these products now will say 0 sugar, but then they put other type of sweeteners in it, like aspartame and things like that. And those are worse than regular sugar, because those are synthetic and they're harmful to the body. So I would do, that's why I tell people, turn over the package. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Brother, can you put your contact information in the chat and people could call you if they need?
I sure will, Sister K.
All right.
Will it also, but can you also, when you say sipping water daily, that was beneficial for me. The sipping of the water, and it could also be with other like lemon or any citrus, or is it best to just try to do that water by itself?
As far, well, okay, are you referring to sipping water, whether you have lemon or it's just water? It's still that principle still applies, because you want to be able to see the water needs to get into the cell, and if you're just guzzling it down, then it's just kind of going right through your system.
All right, appreciate that.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I put my phone number in there. Hopefully, okay, I need to put that again because it got detached from my name. So I know my time is probably up, so I'll put my number in here. Anybody has any other questions, you can feel free to give me a call.
I do have a question before we close.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so as far as the amount of water per 24 hours, can you give a quick insight on the amount of water that is a regular, a reasonable amount for each person per 24 hours?
I've heard it said in many different ways. I've heard, drink half your body weight. I've heard drink 8 glasses, but it all depends, because you may actually dehydrate throughout the day from a lot of talking. If you work outdoors and you're sweating. So it's kind of hard. How I tell people and how I gauge it is if I'm just kind of sipping and drinking throughout the day, I'm just kind of staying hydrated. And, I've heard it said this way, that once you see that your urine is pale, you kind of know that you've had enough to get out the toxins in in your system. But I just kind of keep a big water bottle next to me and I just sip it throughout the day. I don't gauge it that way. So whether you do the 8 glasses a day or half your body weight, which most people are not going to, how to count that. So I'm not really sure what to tell you, sister, about that, because I just kind of just drink it all throughout the day to keep myself hydrated.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Anybody else? All right.
Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you inviting me to this. It's been truly a pleasure.
Amen.
I'm sorry I had to rush through 2 or 3 hours worth of information in 10 minutes, but I know we're kind of short on time because there's a whole lot of information in between everything I share with you. But I'll tell you, like, if anybody wants some more information, just give me a call.
Amen. Thank you so
Amen.
much, Brother
Thank
Larry
you.
Walters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful